At that time, I had 23 Guinness World Records done in the name of AMG, and I got bored. Since I drove a supercar, let me create something which is a bit different. I'm going to create something which is called the Super Sprint Series. Speed without limits, with the police, do whatever you want.
Khaled Al-Mulla, the powerhouse private banker and mastermind behind Group 63.
The globe-spanning AMG Supercar Club with 241,000 members across 25 countries, and creator of the ultra-exclusive Super Sprint UAE hypercar events.
And curator of limited edition signature watches.
How did you keep it so passion-focused? Ultimately, why did I start a business? Is I just want to be rich.
Raising the bar, I chased the challenge. So imagine if you're a member in a car club that gives you access to 47 activations in a year, including Formula One endurance racing activations, track days, blah, 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 driving experiences, all of that for free. And then imagine I charged you in a year time, $200 US, multiply that by 377,000 members, still I don't charge them.
Yeah, why? Like, why? Because they would pay it. So
It's just not the right time to me.
what would make it the right time? Okay, so let's start with this. Before the world knew your name, like, how does that man, differ from who you are today?
Just a normal kid from Dubai. Loved cars since day one, maybe because of the group that I was basically circulating with, mainly family. And I just love cars. I wanted to be next to them. I wanted to be around them. I wanted to hear them basically. However I can put myself into a place where there is nice cars, I would just do that. Collected magazines where there's a lot of pictures of cars. Just a normal kid who had a dream about cars. That's it. That was the basic intent.
Did you was that something you grew up with, or how did you get that fascination?
Yeah, I grew up with pictures
Interesting.
and not with cars. And the thing is, in the UAE, specifically with a typical family culture, they tell you that once you start succeeding at your studies, at your job, then you'll be able to get whatever you want. But the honest truth is that once you reach that level, you're on a career, a normal career. You just can't buy the Ferraris or the Lambos or whatever you want. You have to make that extra income on the side. And to do that is extremely harsh. You have to find your own way after you systemize your mind that, this is the only way. If I basically finished my high school degree and then go to the college, get my master's degree, and then went to a government entity, start working there, succeeded my way up the ladder to become a manager, that is at all not the way to get the right Ferrari. You can get it through a bank, through a loan, but that's basically taking you in for the next 4 or 5 years of cutting half of your salary off. So buying yourself that freedom of buying whatever you want will definitely make you think, how can I make it happen? And that basically started the whole thing.
What's one lesson your upbringing or culture taught you that you think maybe the West is missing?
Networking. I mean, definitely there is networking here, but it's basically between the families and between the businesses. But they don't just let you loose. Just go, start your relationships, introduce yourself and what you could do, what you could bring to the table, and what others could do in return in order to keep that card and use it whenever you want. Networking goes on multiple stages. It could be done locally, it could be done internationally, it could be done within the same sphere of your business, outside the sphere of your business. So I learned the organic way, and it was all coming in by coincidence, one piece of the puzzle at a time. And basically I just saw the opportunity and grabbed it. So it was never taught to me. I had to just learn myself into this world. So
How did you learn about it, like specifically?
So it all started based off the car club that I created, which is called Group 63. And it all started based on coincidence. So I was 18, just got my driver's license, and I wanted to buy myself a car. And at that time, the only limit I could go to, I don't know if you know much about specific models, but I could basically buy an E200, which is a V4. Once I bought that car, I kind of understood that there is another monster 3 tiers up called an E63, which is in the UAE currency, it was around $500,000 dirhams. that was way above my pay grade. And I just had to be next to that car in any way possible. I love the sound, I love the feeling, I love the emotion, I love the way you look sitting into that car. It's basically going to work in an armored bulletproof vest kind of a situation. This was in 2009. So I told myself, let me just create a club where it's called Group 63. And I'm going to have 63 members coming together for a meet and greet. We're going to drive from point A to point B, and that was it. That was the end game. Finish. After that, one of my bucket list life targets is completely over. And the only way where I could collect so many members, 63 at that time in 2009, was to go to two main roads in Dubai. One of them was called Jumeirah Road. The other one was called Al-Mamza Road. This is where all of the nice supercars, sport cars were to show off at the weekends. So I printed like a bulk load of A4 papers, half in Arabic, half in English. Whenever I saw someone with a 63 on the road, no matter of the class, I just pretended that he had a fake engine failure or a puncture or whatever it is, just to stop him around the corner. Told him that I had an idea to create a car club. It took me 9 months of distributing those leaflets. And after 9 months, I got those 63 members. Although I was the only one who did not have the 63 car. And out of 20, 2 accepted, 18 rejected the concept. Imagine, you're driving in a 63 and someone like 3 tiers below you in a car tells you that I'm going to lead this club, where at that time there was no automotive clubs in the UAE. So it was a bit weird. Why do we do this? Okay, I have the car. Why do I join you? What will I get out of it? And to be honest, there was no structural base, fundamental structure behind anything at that time. It was just, let us meet together. So in 9 months' time, I got the 63 guys together and we drove from point A to point B. And suddenly I get an email from Stuttgart in Filterbach, from this chairman of the board of AMG, saying that we would like to meet you, we'd like to understand what is it that you're trying to do? Why are you collecting our premium clients in one place? Who is backing you up? Who is funding this? And to be honest, this was something that I was doing on the side as a hobby. We were chatting on BlackBerry at that time, BlackBerry chat. 23 BCF 73A was the BBM pin at that time. And I told them I'm paying for everything by myself. I'm putting the stickers by myself. I'm shooting everything by myself. And then I'm leading the whole convoy from point A to point B. It's just passion. We're like-minded individuals who are just meeting because we have the similar cars. Yeah. And we're sharing that passion. So it all started again based out of coincidence. They said, okay, if you have a passion for this, if you have a knack for this, we're going to support you. And if you have a trade license that basically has its backbone behind this whole club concept, we're ready to support you. Just send us the official paperwork. Do you have it? I said yes, but I didn't have anything. So I went back home with a basic target is to create an actual foundation for the club. Now, at that time, you had something which is called EMSF, Emirates Motorsports Federation, which controlled anything which is affiliated with any car, automotive event, official race, whatever it was. And then you had Road and Transport Authority, which is basically the regulator of whatever happens on the road. Parking, if you want to do a parade, whatever it is, you'll have to be obligated to be regulated by them. And then you had Dubai Police, because coming in as a group, they don't know what is the intention. So obviously you have to be ticked off as a car club in order to just proceed, do whatever you want. Otherwise, there could be chaos on the street, especially with 63s. So at that time in the UAE, there was no car club concept. So whenever I went to Dubai Police, they will just send me over to RTA. I went to RTA, they sent me off to MSF, and it was basically jumping over those 3 parties. Managed to get a specific individual, decision maker from each, and connected them together, told them, guys, I'm just trying to do this car club thing and I cannot do it without an official trade license. So you're gonna have to make something happen. At the end of the day, I managed to get the first UAE car club trade license over, meaning I'm officially ready to go and to do my official activations. Still, no budget behind it. Basically, whatever I'm getting as a salary, I'm cutting half of it off, printing stickers to put on the members' cars, and so on. And the more I stepped into it, the more it got a bit complex, thicker, deeper, harsher. I get to understand a bit about copyright, political messes between what you can do, what you can't do. At that time, it used to be called Group 63 AMG. I learned the hard way that I cannot just take AMG and put it on whatever I think I want.
Right.
And it took me 4 or 5 years to reach up to 16,000 members. And it opened my eyes 5, 6 years down the line when I saw a few cars from Iraq, from Kuwait, from Saudi, from Oman, from Bahrain in my events. I mean, you see our weather here. Suddenly you see those plates. Definitely those guys did not ship their cars. So he drove 6, 7 hours to just stop in a parking with me for the next 2 hours with a bunch of 63s. It had to mean something. People had demand for this. So we reached up to 2014-ish. I went to the entire GCC countries, started a small chapter there. So Group 63 chapter in Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, Saudi, where I had someone similar to me creating his own events there, but under the umbrella of Group 63. So I do 2 events every quarter of a year, and he does 1 event every quarter of a year. At the end of the day, it adds up to the total of events Group 63 did. By that time, I met a guy, really inspired by him till today. His name is Bodo Bushman. Bodo Bushman is the founder of Brabus. And I met him by coincidence. And he used to tell me, Khalid, you always work for passion and you never work for money. Imagine for 6, 7 years, whatever I did for the members was completely free of charge out of my pocket. It's just because I have a passion for this, connecting people together who has the same cars. And they, driving together as a squad has a different feeling to it, especially when we're like exactly the same, but different nationalities, different mindsets. And he gave me something which was considered the first sponsorship ever in Group 63. He told me, you choose, either put it back into Group 63 and see how magic would basically change everything, or use it for yourself, buy yourself something nice. It depends, like how you take the sponsorship. Well, I've put it back into Group 63 and I've seen wonders. I've elevated the way we've put the stickers, the logos on the cars, how we structure everything. Got a nice guy to help me at that time as some sort of an assistant. And the more I saw that I spent into the structure by getting more help, the more quality actually rose in the essence of a club. Then I always aspired for more. Then I started creating a basic platform where it has 3 sponsorship categories, started rotating it across all affiliates of Mercedes. And suddenly I saw sponsorships coming in. The first thing I've done was buying supercars. So I used nothing back to Group 63. I started buying an R8, an Aventador, blah, 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 switching cars between a month to a month, just living that specific mood that I always dreamed of.
Right.
It continued for 2 years. Then I really saw that Group 63 needs help back again. So I started elevating the packages again. I started going to more in-depth discussions with the partners that I had at that time, which were merely tuning brands, exhaust brands, whatever you see in a car community.
Yeah.
Never thought of the big ones.
Yeah.
To be honest, at that time, I had 23 Guinness World Records done in the name of AMG, and I got bored. I wanted to do something a bit more. So I thought, since I drove a supercar, let me create something which is a bit different. I'm going to create something which is called the Super Sprint Series. It's a very hush-hush secret kind of an event where you get invited, you get the date and time, but you only get the location 4 hours pre the event. And you can basically participate in Super Sprint once, where it has no limits, regulated by every single authority in the UAE, speed without limits, with the police, do whatever you want. However, you can only participate once. I gave it like a leap of faith, let's say. First event, 60 cars, 170 million. Second event, next year, around 110 cars, 291 million.
The worth of the cars.
Yes, US. Third event, 178 cars, 691 million US dollars. We're talking about the motherload of Paganis, Koenigseggs, La Ferraris, the whole thing. And it basically put me on the spot. Imagine doing something like that with zero help, zero sponsorships, zero budget, zero flags, nothing else. It's just basically calling individuals one by one. I'm giving you a lifetime experience. You have a Bugatti, there's 22 guys who have a Bugatti on the day. Just join in. At least you're going to spend that much kilometers on the cars in a worth-like event. At least use it in the right way.
Yeah.
And basically that event put me on the map. Whoever was someone, he basically wanted to be on the list for the next one. It took me 6 months of calling individuals to make sure that they attend. And after that day, again, I got bored with cars. I have no feeling. Specifically today, I have no feeling with cars whatsoever. I don't want to take a picture. I don't care. It's just boring. So coming back to my baby, Group 63, I wanted to grow it, take it to a different level.
Yeah.
So I said, how many members do I have so far? Probably around 150K in the UAE, around 170K worldwide, had 25 chapters globally. So let me do something else now. Let me put myself in a more higher tier, professional level car club concept. A car club is nothing considerable to any business in the world. People could create businesses, could generate millions. At the end of the day, a car club is always treated as a car club. It is not a Formula One racing team. It is just a bunch of individuals who have similar cars, drive in straight lines or maybe on the track. But that's basically it. How can I take it to the next step up basically? So I created a structure. I brought a lot of professional help in, brought a CFO, brought a VP, brought my own content production team. After doing loads of market research, I tend to understand that in the world of automotive or basically cars, you need a specific photographer or a videographer that would shoot moving cars in a race. You would need someone who would have the ability to shoot standalone cars in exhibit. You would have person to shoot moving convoys. When you have 600 G-Wagons moving at 200 kilometers per hour in one line, you need someone to capture all of them. Otherwise, you're going to lose a member. Today, if you join in, freed your time, came to drive with us for 4 hours and you're not in the video, it might be a bit bad in a way. You might not join the next event because, everyone got the glory on the videos, but you didn't. It's a small, simple thing, but it's a small way into the psyche of the members. You have to give them what they came for, in a way. So started developing the events, made it more experiential, meaning you get to experience your car more than you experience the event itself. You get to basically network in a very nice way, which is extremely private. No one who comes in will get to basically show off his business to you, rather than getting to know you first. The events are very systematic, and we grew from 2-3 events in a quarter to an event every Saturday for the entire year calendar. That's 47 activations.
Oh.
That's driving experiences. Forget about the international exhibits. So we do Dubai International Boat Show, Dubai International Air Show, Dubai International Motor Show. We do all of the F1 activations across the world with the team. And we do all of the endurance races. So 24 hours of Dubai, 6 hours of Abu Dhabi, Asian Le Mans Series of Dubai, Asian Le Mans Series of Abu Dhabi, and so on. Today, we have 198,641 members locally, and we are affiliated with 23 GT3, GT4 racing teams across the world. So we have footprint in every single track there is to be. And I only work with the main partners of Mercedes, AMG, F1 Petronas team. Whoever you see on the F1 car of Mercedes, the logos, those are my clients. So Marriott Bonvoy, CrowdStrike, Ineos, WhatsApp, IWC, and so on. So it kind of went a completely different way. Keeping in your mind that the whole time I had my career, I had a family to deal with, and I switched from 12 different careers, private sector, government sector. Until today, I have my own job, by the way.
Yeah.
So I like to keep things connected. I'm a person that is considerably workaholic on a monstrous level. I took 4 days off for myself for the past 4 years. My complete annual leave, wherever I work right now, is completely spent to do those activations where I need to stand from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. The first guy in every activation, the last guy to leave. And I'm always doing it for passion. Money will always come back later on. Well, it did came back, but
Yeah. So question. So first off, amazing story. Like that you started something from nothing and you've grown it to like basically a global thing. It's crazy. Is there a money model behind it? Because that's the part I'm not understanding. Like, do you still do it only for passion, or is there a way that you're able to make money from it?
I would say 70% is still done for passion.
Yeah.
30% is basically whatever I'm getting to keep it alive. However, the budget is extremely high.
Got you.
We have more than what we need to do. I could just, flip a switch and do 2 events every single week.
Yeah.
It's possible. But what we're doing is on a very nice systematic line, and it is going high in a very nice pace. I just don't want to oversteer and becomes out of control.
And does the money mostly come from sponsorships from the cars that like these owners are driving? So like you said, AMG, Mercedes, like, are they interested in it because their cars get like notoriety and get shown? Or
they'll get 2 things. From the way I see it, every single entity in the world, they have 2 goals.
Yeah.
It's either clients, it's either to sell their product, which you could touch, or a specific service that you can't touch, such as a bank, insurance, you name it. So when you have an ecosystem of prospects running around from point A to point B, and you control that ecosystem, you move them right, you move them left, you basically can do whatever you want. I have 198,000 clients sitting in Dubai. I could just bring them to you if I wanted to. And they come from 22 different calibers, So they basically, I would say we have sponsors, we have collaborators, and we have partners. And they each have their own price.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy to me is your distribution is so huge that you could easily at any time make a deal and be like, I have 200,000 members that I can send this to.
Of course.
I mean, that's unbelievable. And did I hear you correctly? You've had like a quote unquote normal job this entire time.
Yes, until today.
So, like, answer this: why still have a job when you probably just do this? Like, is there any reason?
Okay, well, I would say that the specific job that I'm sitting at is about connecting prospects on a specific level to an entity to a specific level.
Okay.
So it's not per se I'm employed by them. Let's say that I'm on a retainer, again, from Group 63 to connect those members from Group 63 to the entity itself. And plus, having a job would have its some sort of an insurance.
Yeah.
You never know. One day we could be sitting here, the next day AMG might change their name. They might sell it to someone else. I never know.
Yeah.
I hope not. But everything could change in a day. I would still have my job and I'm damn successful at it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever met someone as successful as you in a business who still has their job. Like, I just don't think I've ever seen that.
I think the main struggle for me was to find the formula of how to master time. Everyone tells me the same thing. How do you have time to do all of this at the same time? It's all possible. Everything is possible. You systemize everything. You put it through a specific program. Every single task goes automatically to a specific individual. He deals with it. You have a call every single day in the morning. Go through everything. Make sure the event on next Saturday is set. Reset next week. Continue.
Do you have people who help you? I'm assuming you do. Okay. Yeah, but you basically have 200,000 members and you've done this how many years?
16 years.
And there's like, I'm assuming there's competition now, like other people have tried to do something similar to you, like in different parts of the world, or?
Yes. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, so answer me this. I don't know much about, like, I would say this space, but I've heard of like races, for example, like the Gumball 3000.
Yes.
Okay, are you affiliated with like things like that?
But I did participate in Gumball 3000.
Okay.
I like the concept of what they do, but it's quite different than what we do. Because Gumball 3000, for example, is a rally that you could partake in. It takes you from a specific country to a specific country, and you get to enjoy with a specific different group of individuals for 5 days, 3 days, and so on. Where what we do is more specific to the brand. There you have the Lambos, the Ferraris, the McLarens, and so on. What we have is only Mercedes AMG 63 models plus. That's it. And the Mercedes, you have 22 categories. So the Project Ones, the SLS, the SLR, the GTs, the G-Wagons, and so on. And each specific class requires a different category of activations. Maybach owners would want something completely different from G-Wagon owners and so on. So with G-Wagons, for example, we do those squadrons where we have 300, 400 G-Wagons going from point A to point B. It's kind of intimidating, but it's a bit amazing. So it's a bit different. So I would say around 610 activations so far for the past 17 years.
Yeah, it's just so unbelievable to me that you started that basically no budget, no bankroll, no experience, just an idea. I mean that's how the great things start, but it's just I just never seen it to this level. Like it's pretty amazing, to be quite honest with you. So moving a little bit more into kind of like how you think and your mindset, self-mastery, what's like your daily structure or mental operating system that keeps you sharp? Because like you just said, like you have a family, and I don't know how many kids, did you say? Do you have kids? Yeah, so you have 2 kids, you have a family, you're busy, you got a job, you got this, you've got to have some like operating system or something you're doing.
Okay, so a usual day for me would be like waking up early in the morning, checking everything in the car while I'm on my way to work. That's from Group 63's side, the additional businesses that I have, finishing everything, because I use a specific CRM system that has every specific project with every single status it is on. I could put a voice note with a specific note that this should be done this way or this should be sent to this specific individual. AI would basically capture everything and send it to the right person. And as soon as I reach work, I start my day, which is basically a lot of meetings. It is part of my job description, basically. I work in DIFC, which is Dubai International Financial Center, in a private bank. And as soon as I finish, once I'm on my way back home, I have like a set of calls, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15, depending on the day. I reach back home, I switch off. I'm with the family 5 days a week, but I'm not with them 2 days at the weekends. So it's the other way around. I think basically the culture here is that men would spend most of their days with their friends, going out to a movie, catch up for a coffee after work. And at the weekends, they just go out with the family or go out with the friends. For me, it's the opposite way. 5 days of the week after work, I'm completely with the family. I'm with my kids from Monday to Friday, every single hour. And on the weekends, I'm completely in the event. So I had no situation where I went with my friend. I have a very small circle of friends. Or to catch up over a coffee for the last 2 years. Have no time. I would rather fire up the laptop and start working on the next thing. It's way better.
Yeah. You don't, it's funny to me, maybe you are, but you don't seem very money motivated for someone who's been successful. And I'm assuming you're making quite a bit. So like, how did you keep it so passion focused? Like, I mean, I think I started with passion as well, but ultimately, why did I start a business? Is I just want to be rich.
Raising the bar. I chased the challenge.
Yeah.
Raise the bar. So, I used to go into the normal ways of the next steps or the next tasks or the next targets. It's very easy. Like, if I see on a specific deck that I have done 47 activations last year, my challenge is to make it 50 activations. But the real challenge is to make it 25 activations that will have more impact. So squeeze it in, get more high-profile cars, more high-level individuals, and basically just do something which is quite crazy. Change the activations, starting from driving from point A to point B, do a world record. And the more challenges I put in, the more I start this sequence of, going into a mode where I like to fight it off. Nothing is happening the way I planned, but I like to solve those issues. It's always a challenge. It's always a nightmare. It's always a problem. But at the end of the day, if you find the right people, the right network, you could solve anything. It's about a task force that, you could rely on. I don't have a specific one, but I have a large group of individuals that always have something to put in. So it always gets solved at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
Yeah, I love your attitude is it's very positive. Like very positive. It's almost like almost too optimistic, but it's like it's working for you.
Yeah, I've been told that. Especially once everything goes to a disaster mode, I'm always the smiling person.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll figure it out. What are 2 to 3 principles that you live by no matter the situation, no matter the season? Is there anything that you are just like, I have to do this, I must do this, or you always do it?
Consistency. I think it's key. Relationships, maintaining them, it takes a lot, especially with a person who doesn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I think challenging yourself comes number one. Because if I don't challenge myself to raise the bar every single time in every single task in every single situation, it will just be flat straight and it will never rise to the way it should.
Where does your motivation come from? Like you seem so motivated. Like, is it from your parents? Is it from religion, or is it Dubai? Like,
I think I'm put in this world in order to achieve something. And whenever I finish something quite historic to whoever is next to me, I'm always like the sad person. I feel like I've never done it the way it should be done. They say, Khalid, you have just done something great. The event is completely successful. Everything is done the way it should be. You should be happy. Let's celebrate. I said, no, we should think about the next one, how we should develop it from now. And I'm never satisfied with whatever I do. So maybe it's a problem, but it helps me in a way. And I think that's the major issue that I have, is that I'm never happy. I always want more.
right.
And coming back to the question he said about financial satisfaction, I mean, presumably you go to the gym.
Yeah.
What would a gym cost in a year time?
I don't know, $1,200, or no, it's probably more like, $2,400, something like that.
Very good. So imagine if you're a member in a car club that gives you access to 47 activations in a year, including Formula One endurance racing activations, track days, blah, 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 driving experiences, all of that for free. And then imagine I charged you in a year time, $200, multiply that by 377,000 members. How many millions would that be in a month? Still, I don't charge them.
Yeah, why? Like, why? Because they would pay it. They would pay it.
I would always say the ticket to Group 63 is buying a 63. So let's keep it like that.
Yeah, it's so. Does it drive you crazy sometimes? Like you're sitting, on millions and millions and millions of dollars that you're just not, like, basically if you did it, I don't think it would really affect anything, because those guys probably have it's like, it doesn't matter. So, does that ever bother you? Like, do you ever think about it?
It doesn't. I have a structure made for it, ready to go, but it's just not the right time to me.
What would make it the right time?
I think at a point where I don't see much support from my partners and affiliates, maybe that would be the right time to push that button. But till that time happens, they're going to get everything for free.
That is, you've been doing this 16 years.
Yeah, we've been on boats. The Mercedes logo has 3 points. It represents air, land, and sea. So I thought about that and I said, we've never done anything on the seaside. So I've researched a bit and I found a speedboat company called Cigarette Racing, of which they have AMG limited edition speedboats, 3,100 horsepower, 1,550 HP each side, goes to 270 miles per hour on water. It's like a rocket. So I sent them a message, said, guys, let's work together. You have the Project One boat for $3 million US. I have the Project One owners. Let's do some collaborative events and see what could happen from there. Suddenly, 2 months' time, we're partners. The logo is on our uniform. Everything is going the way it should. So I'm trying to dominate every single aspect there is from a car club perspective, which is very niche. No one cares about a car club, but I do.
I think you have enough members. Some people do care about it. I think it's amazing what you've built. It's there's just so many things you're not doing that, like, I wouldn't even think to not do. Like, but I would 100% be monetizing it. I would 100%, it's fascinating. Is there a part of your identity or ego you had to get rid of or let die to become who you are now?
Yes.
Yeah, explain that.
I think, and not to change the whole concept, I think I was too kind to whoever was next to me. I think whoever I kind of liked was in the inner circle, and this would definitely go as a hidden message anyways. I just wanted him to take a piece of the pie, however he could. I wanted him to come in, no matter of his characteristics, if he managed to do something, put something back or not. I wanted my close circle inner individuals to be in it and basically get advantage of it as well, which was a very big wrong move. And once I started cutting people off that did not put something back in it at all, everything started rocketing to the sky. So if you have nothing to put in the structure or basically into the business, you're out, 100% out. And I've let so many people go. So many people go.
I guess based on that, like, how do you kind of tell if someone's the right fit or not to help you?
It's always about the point where you think they're taking more advantage. I mean, I've always placed a number on the support that you give. If you give something back, you get this number, and it's basically based on your efforts. You do 10 things, you get 10 things. You do one thing, you get one thing. But I've seen a lot who would just come in for the fame or to be, more known in this sphere, to be more seen in the sphere, which is the least thing that I care about. I care, sorry to say, shitless about fame. I don't care about that. And I hate social media.
Yeah, I've just never met someone who, like, you don't seem to care about fame, you don't seem to care about money. You just like are super passionate about it. Which it's refreshing because that's how it should be, but I think like for me, I mean, I just know I started because I was poor and I just didn't want to be poor. And then I became, rich. And then, you start kind of driving for that and it maybe becomes a little less about passion versus a profit. And you seem to say the opposite. Like, and it's almost like it's going to make you probably more rich in the end.
It does. I think the only way where you could see what I see is that if you do something that is basically within your passion, not something else. Like, you could definitely succeed in something else. You could make millions out of it, but it might still not be your passion. There might be still something that you do on the side just because you like it. If you work on that specific thing, you might reach this specific, I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah. Okay, moving a little bit more to your worldviews. How has Islam shaped the way you think, lead, and live your life?
I mean, I live in Dubai, so the leadership that we have here is basically it ticks every single box. They support us in everything. One letter to every office, and then you have the police supporting you. They come with a matching G-Wagon to support the convoy. Every single government entity here, they basically wish for you to succeed, but you have to go through the book. And I have seen nothing but support from day one with them. Actually, the videos that are on YouTube since 2009 is with Dubai Police. The government supports everything you do as long as you just walk straight and don't mess around, which is very good. Because a structure should be a structure, it should be straightforward, it should have targets, and you should not be using the kind of support that they provide to misuse it in a way. So I think I was in a very good environment. I was supported by everyone in terms of entities, governments, and regulators. And it helped me grow in a tremendous way. So being in the right environment definitely would say something.
What values do you feel, the West is missing, and, which ones do you admire, if any?
I think working as one rather than different individuals. So I would definitely not say that as a based concrete information, because I have never been there as much as you think. But I would say every government entity here or a private entity here, they work towards the same goal. So it unites them in a way. Where there, everyone works with his own goals in a different niche and a different caliber. But here, it's all at the same time, all within the same goal. And I think that's what unites us.
I'm curious in the sense that it seems like most people like the leadership here. Is that fair? Okay, so how do they not become corrupt? Because like you sometimes, especially in America, like that part of the reason the government is the way it is like to stop that. But here it seems like everybody loves them and they just seem to do the right things. Like, how do you think they're able to do that?
I think basically first it comes based out of how are they raised,
Yeah.
and it's due to the responsibility that they have. Now, one important sentence you just mentioned, they seem to do it the right way.
Yeah.
They're actually on the ground every single day. Like, imagine the ruler of Dubai a couple of years ago when he was in, let's say, in the right fit age.
Yeah.
7 a.m. Up till night, he just like surprise pop-up visit at every single government entity, check the situations out. Or if he didn't like any specific things, just change it. He would put targets, goals, penalties. So we're talking about a ruler here who wakes up before you, does a site visit, checks out the situation, what is happening with that project, what is happening with this project. We were on our toes. So he's working more than we are, and he's the ruler of Dubai. And I mean, that gives you something back. It's like he's working for something. He doesn't need to, but he is. And it kind of inspires us to become like him. He's spending most of his time back to his city, spending back, giving back, checking everything, making sure everything is happening the way it should. And Dubai is Dubai because of him.
Yeah, in America, it's just so split. Like how people feel about the president or vice, whatever. It's interesting to see. Like everyone kind of seems pretty bought in, and pretty much they like the ruling here, which is, in the U.S. it's just not like that at all. Do you integrate your faith with business like at all? And do you think you should? Like, does that play a part?
It does play a part a bit. It's basically to the core values of it. Like, be honest, be straightforward, and so on. But it doesn't bother me like who I'm dealing with in terms of faith or religion or all of that. It's the same to us. So, I mean, I think this is one big play of the essence of Islam, is that everyone is the same. And I'm not a so religious guy, but I understand that everyone is the same. Everyone has a shot. Everyone can play his part. So everyone is equal from this point of view. So
what are you teaching your children, and most of your children, I'd say, but your friends or followers, about like love and loyalty? You seem like a very loving and loyal guy, to be honest.
Children, I'm teaching them that as much as I have time in this world, I will rather spend it with them rather with anyone else. I mean, you could see me leading a convoy of 600 G-Wagons on a Saturday, but on a weekday, you could go to those small play fields where there is like a cage with a slide inside. I will be there running with the kids inside, And it's something that I just don't want to miss. I want my son to become some sort of a friend.
Yeah.
At the same time, I want to still be his father, but I want him to remember that every single second I got was not disappearing at work, but rather being with him. Started taking him with me into events. He's 4 years old. And started teaching him about the cars and everything else, because whatever I do is basically for them. So I want to hand in the torch later down the line, but if he has passion for it. If he doesn't have passion for this, he won't get it. So I think this is what I'm teaching my kids. But followers, to be honest, I'm like dead silent with followers. I don't talk to followers. Thing about social media is people who are chasing fame, they have a different goal than mine. I basically consider Instagram as an archive where it's just a corroboration of the activations that I do.
Right.
I post a brand new reel that only has group 63 activations every single day for 365 days a year. That's a budget on itself.
Yeah.
I don't care if the reel passes 24 hours. 6 hours, I feel like it, post the next reel in. And to be honest, I have a backlog of 94 reels that I still did not post. So I literally, if I don't do anything for this next 6 months, I could just post a brand new reel every single day and people would think it's active. But I don't care. I just want to put it there. So if someone said, did you do this? Did you do Formula 1 last year? Did you do this activation? I said, yeah, just go to our Instagram.
Yeah.
It's the new website.
Right.
Because whoever you tend to meet, he has an Instagram account. So it's very easy just to scroll around all of the activations. So Instagram to me, it's not about being famous. It's about just showcasing what I have.
Yeah, your proof. What's something that you struggle with in private that you now speak confidently about in public, if anything, right? But did you ever have something that you struggle with in private that you talk about how you overcame that in public now?
That's a very hard one, because finding one specific scenario that would fit this, maybe we circulate back to this.
Okay. You built influence, wealth, and status. Is there a shadow side to all that power? Right? Like, is there a bad side or a dark side that, maybe people don't understand?
There is a dark side. And I think I have a specific personality where I could tolerate a bit more than anyone else. But once I reach a level that I cannot tolerate it anymore, I just disappear. And if I disappear, best of luck, guys. Best of luck. I disappear without any explanation whatsoever. And this specific mechanism has been activated multiple times in the last few years. And I just feel if you don't understand what you have done to me in a specific way that I need to disappear from your life, you're not worthy of such an explanation. So I just close everything off.
What would someone usually do that would make you possibly cut them off? Obviously it varies, but like in general.
I think basically go against me in a way that he plays the games with me. He plays the game with me in a specific direction, but he's actually taking advantage against it. So misuse, let's say. But again, my barrel of tolerance is extremely big. I could tolerate bad situations for years.
Yeah, you seem that way. You seem like you're very forgiving, tolerant, patient. Like you give that vibe off. But it sounds like it comes down to someone's using you. Like they're trying to use you to like maybe prop themselves up or use your status. I agree with that. Like it's kind of stupid. Like the only way, the way I found to connect with people of high influence is treat them exactly the opposite. Like don't treat them any differently. Don't try to get a leg up or try to, sugarcoat it, like, because they get that all the time. And so by not doing that, you kind of stand out.
Of course.
How do you stay grounded when people, treat you like a symbol instead of a human? There's probably a lot of people who look up to you like that, like an icon or, a famous person type deal. So how do you stay grounded?
Yeah. I think I always believe that I'm still a simple person. I'm not an icon. And I run things from the backside. I like to, keep my hands messy with being in the activation for the whole thing. Because taking part in it gives me a glimpse of what has actually happened rather than someone telling me it is completely done. And I like to be there with the people because if someone comes up to me and say, Khalid, when I finish college and I take my driver's license, I'm going to buy a 63 and join you guys. It reminds me of myself actually, 17 years back. So instead I tell them, just come sit in the car, join the drive, be in it. If it's going to inspire you, then this is at least what I could give you back. I'm never the other way around. If I could just support in any way possible, I will. And I think there is too much time in this world to just give back in a way.
What does enough look like to you? Yeah, I don't even know if there is a...
No, there is no point. There is no point.
Does your wife or your family ever want you to slow down, or they're like, you keep pushing this thing, like stop? Is it anyone ever like that with you?
Yes. I mean, imagine 2 years 2.5 years ago, I reached a point where I got diagnosed with a lower back disc in 2 different levels. So for me to sit and to get out of a car, it used to be between 25 minutes. That specific move. And for me, I couldn't go to work and I cannot take an annual day off. I mean, usually the hospital will say, you have a sick leave for 20 days, just use it. I said, no. So I went to a situation where I cannot drive my car. So I had to look for a car that would fit me in a passenger seat.
Right.
Most of the cars that I have are coupes. So bucket seats, 5-point racing harness, blah, blah, blah. So I told myself, let me buy myself an S-Class. I told myself I'll never buy a 4-door car in my life. And then I had a situation where to buy an S63 coupe, but still I can't sit next to a driver. It looks a bit weird. Let me buy the S600 Maybach and sit in the backside. The previous shape as well, not the latest one. So it was very comfortable, to be honest. It helped me recover, but it opened a new subject. I could do work while I'm sitting in the backside rather than driving. So I even utilized that opportunity. Went to work every single day without being able to move. I was like moving 2 centimeters at a time. But the family, friends, they always tell me the same thing. You feel like you're going to die. Your face is like completely different. Just take a step back. Go out with your friends. Take a trip to wherever you want, to an island. Just switch off. I can't. It's like, even if I go to the island, I'll find myself in a position where I'm going to create something there, a partnership or a collaboration. I can't. It's like within me,
Yeah.
It's very hard.
I love it. So, to any of the young men out there who have seen your success and you started from nothing, I mean, you basically, it's crazy what you built. What would a piece of advice be for them that if they want to create something similar, they want to have some of the success you've had, like what would the advice be for them to follow?
I think consistency, maybe create a structure from the get-go rather than building it as you go. Structure is key, and relationships. It's everything just mixed up together in one specific situation. It is not an easy job, but if you're thinking about a money-making business, and if that's all you need, then definitely you should create one. But you still have north of 147 car clubs in the UAE, so you're in for a competition, to be honest.
Yeah, I just find it fascinating what you've made. I find it fascinating, like how upbeat you are and like your energy and the fact like you're not monetizing it as well as you could be, and you've been doing it for 16 years. It's because usually when you hear someone's story, it's like, oh yeah, like, I did this and then, I did that and I use this person. It's like, you just kind of did everything yourself as like a side and on top of that, it was a side passion project, which is interesting to me. Like, I don't think I've ever met anyone who like still has like a quote unquote normal job and they're doing this. So super fascinating. Super impressed with you. If someone wants to know more about you or join your car clubs, like where's the best place they can go to find?
Instagram.
Just your name?
Yes. It's either Khaled Al-Mulla or Group 63. And to be honest, both accounts are linked. So it's the same videos across both channels. It's either this or I delete one. But, it is what it is. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for making time for me. I was like, how busy you are. It's like, I really appreciate this. Just listening to, I can tell like you're a very busy guy. So thank you for coming on and can't wait to see what else you do.
Thank you.